It is NGEN Radio, NGENradio.com. Marcus in the morning, artist spotlight, talking to Jon Keith about everything CHH as his star is continuing to rise. What's up, bro?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Man, all good though. It feels like I'm playing more and more of your music, and you're getting more creative as we continue to grow. Man, real quick, I'm trying to figure out how I wanted to actually start this thing. We play so many of your records, right?
Hmm.
As how long have you been in CHH, bro?
That is a doozy. I think 2018 is when I kind of made my official entrance.
Yeah. And when you started your journey, those that follow you on social media, those that hear your records on NGN on the morning show, bro, how give the people the backstory of how you got to where you are, because people sometimes may see you in your light right now and it's just like, I want what he has. I want to be there, right?
Hmm.
Where did that ladder start for you, bro?
Man, I really wish, and I thought there was, and I really wish that there was, like a quick like how-to situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like, is there like a cheat code? Because I remember looking. I mean, shoot, I remember being 17 and looking at where Andy was when he was, what, 24, 26,
Hmm.
and I was looking at that and was like, man, like I, I that I want to be there, and I
Right.
never in a billion years thought that I could ever be there, and now I'm where I am, and it's reversed. There's kids saying like I want to be where John is, and it's really what it is like, I played my part and God did what he did, like, what I'm
What
saying?
kind of I was gonna say, what kind of pressure do you have now, right? Because we all say, I mean, one day I was dreaming, man, I want my own morning show, right? Now I have it. I have this expectation or I have this pressure. You were saying when you were 17, man, look at Reach, look at 116, look at Andy. I want to be there. And then now you're in the light of you one of the top dogs. Like, what kind of pressure is that?
Yeah, even to hear you say that right now is so wild to me. That is
Yeah,
so
man.
crazy.
Because you're just
Um,
literally walking it out. You're literally just walking it out, but you're there.
yeah. The pressure is real. I have, just this year, twice this year, I've heard, what I'm saying, there's certain artists that have told me that there's artists that like I know of that I'm hearing of. They're younger and they're coming up now. There's artists that are coming up that are making good music that are telling me that I'm the reason that they make music, and that doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Right.
That's not possible. You know what I'm saying? So then, like, I'm like, shoot. Well, the next thing I make has to be absolutely incredible. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the pressure, and I'm the pressure of like, oh man, like, you know, being somebody's hero
Yeah.
is like, it's amazing, but it's dangerous.
Well, let me
Like
let me.
there's
I was gonna say, let's say it's Jon Keith right here inside of NGN Radio, NGENradio.com. It's Marcus in the morning, just talking about his journey as we're continuing just to watch his star continue to rise, bro. When people say, "Yo, you're the reason I do this," and it blows your mind, and like I was just saying, man, you continue and you're walking this thing out as you're going. How do you continue to the next thing be so creative and then stay within your faith and the things that you believe in?
um well, for one, I think that a lot of it is, what I'm saying, like, accountability. A lot of it is, as far as like the faith is concerned, what I'm saying, like, I never just make something and then nobody hears it. Like, I'll make something, I'll send it to my friends, I'll show it to my fiance, who my fiance is actually one person that's like, if I show her something and it's kind of out of pocket, she's like, nah, that's out of pocket. And I'm like, okay, my bad. I'll go and change, you know what I'm saying? But, as far as like creativity, like, I'm showing it to Tribe, and I'm showing it to my DJs and my producers and like just my homies, and like I'll show it to my brother who's actually my worship pastor. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm showing it to people, like I'm you know it's very much a community thing. It's never just Jon Keith makes something, decides it's lit, it's good to go, it's morally right, and drop it. Like it never happens, you know.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something. The creativity, the pressure with the creativity is actually a lot greater than I think the faith aspect, because it's also like, you know, I have a relationship with Jesus. Like it's deeply ingrained in me. So I can't just, you know, wall out and say something absolutely unacceptable. Like that doesn't happen really.
Right.
But where I'm like, man, I need to make something that's 10 times better than what I did last time is incredibly hard.
So they say that all the time. Creatives are in competition with themselves, and you're as good as your last project. And we're watching you continue to grow. Do you find it harder in the realm as you continue to grow to because I know the focus is always just to make good music, good positive music, or with a message in it. But do you feel like when you're in your writing process or your freestyle sessions or whatever, man, I got to throw the word God in, or I got to throw the word Jesus in, or it's just watch me how I live and I walk this thing out and give you good music.
Yeah, it used to be the first one. Like I have to fit the word God in here, or I have to fit some kind of bar or wordplay about the spirit or something like that. And then yeah, as my faith matured, it changed, you know, because and it changed because my target changed, you know, as more of my um inner self was kind of revealed to me. I realized, oh, these are the things that I struggle with. This is who God wants me to talk to. So I make music for people that struggle with depression, feelings of loneliness, and feeling like they don't belong anywhere, like they're too broken. You know what I'm saying? All of those things. That's who I make music for. That's saved and unsaved, right? So it's like now that that's the goal, and uh, that is the target. Those are my people that I'm supposed to speak to. It's more like telling the story that God gave me to tell, and showing how God is moving through that. You know,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
sometimes he ends up in there. You know, God still ends up in there. Jesus still ends up in there. Um,
yeah. A
yeah,
quick artist spotlight, Jon Keith right here, NGEN Radio, NGENradio.com. Indie Tribe, bro. I've been talking Indie Tribe. I'm looking at the social media. I'm looking at the festival. I'm looking at each and every one of you individuals. Bro, where are you guys trying to take this? Because from the outside looking in, it looks like the industry is ready to just give you guys like the torch or the baton and be like, yo, you guys are now the staple. So like, what's the Michael V kept using the word champion. What's the motivation behind trying to push Indie Tribe and the group thing? Or
man, you know,
where you guys trying to take CHH is the bottom line question.
right? Um, it's such a good question because I feel like each of us have a different aspect of the same goal. You know,
Okay.
um, I definitely I love the feeling of like unity that any tribe brings. You know what I'm saying? Like the feeling of like I was just telling Larry. You know, somebody DM'd me and told me that the Indie Tribe album sounded like family. And I'm like, that's incredible. That's one of the best compliments I've ever gotten in my life. That's incredible, right?
Right.
And I feel like that's one of the things. You know, is like the space has kind of been divided for to be honest a while now, and everyone may not see it, but some people definitely do see it and they definitely feel it. Um, and so wanting to bring everyone together, wanting to kind of just change how the space is viewed, you know, um, is definitely one of my goals in Indie Tribe. You know,
Yeah.
is definitely that.
Bro, let's talk social media real quick. I can't remember how long ago. I saw one of your videos. I'm gonna go back. I just want to jog your mind. I think you was climbing a building. You was climbing a ladder. You was somewhere way in the air. It was cold, and and you know what I'm talking about. You remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. When it comes to social media, especially in the genre that we're in, how important and how often is it for you to be creative and really push the envelope?
You know what's so funny? I never think about this stuff as far as social media goes.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm really just 100% me all the time, and sometimes I just film it. That's really like that's really what it is. I wish people are like, man, John, like you're so good at like social media and like capturing people's attention. And I'm like, dude, I wish it was that intentional. I really do, because then I could be like, oh, like I'm a genius. But it's really not. I'm just kind of an idiot, and I film it sometimes. Is really what it is.
For you, take us through your social media run, right? When you wake up in the morning, you thank God, got on 2 feet on the ground, got breath in my lungs, and you may read a word. When you grab your phone, and you go to social media, give me the order. What do you hit? Boom, 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 boom. Is it TikTok? Is it Instagram? Is it Twitter? What do you hit
Uh,
first?
it's definitely so first I'm trying to get out of the habit of grabbing my phone in the morning at all, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's 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 a problem.
That's a problem for me too.
And I'm trying to beat it, but it's tough. But I will say when I do, Instagram takes the cake, because it's like
Instagram.
those are where
Yeah,
my friends are. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Um,
Um, and then when it becomes to streaming, you got the Spotify's and the NGEN radios and the Apple Music and Tidal and everything, right? For that artist that was looking at you like you were looking at Andy, give them drop some gems. Give me some game on the process, the business, because I was talking earlier and I'm talking about the ministry versus the business, right? We know we're going to put out a message of hope and something positive out there, but um, how hungry or how aggressive are you when it comes to the business? I got to get on this. I got to network with Spotify. I got to, you know what I mean?
man, yeah, I'm just kind of, well, not just, but last year is kind of when at the end of last year is kind of when I actually started to like myself pay attention to that stuff, and really try and be on top of it. Because I realized I don't just want to be an artist. I'd like to be a boss. I'd
Mm,
like to I'd like to work for myself uh, forever. And so um, there comes some things that you got to do with that, and I'm still learning. I'm definitely still learning. Like I don't, I have the people that I ask help from, what I'm saying, like the Aaron Knights and the from Invite Only, and like the
mm.
Ruslan's, and like you know, sheesh, belief. Like I definitely, I have my people that I go to, and I'm like, hey, is this a good idea? Should I do this? Yo, like, what is, how do I do this? Yo, what does this mean? All that kind of stuff. Doc from RMG, like I'm talking to like the people that came before me, and that have a lot more knowledge. I'm just asking questions a lot of the time. But it's extremely important, because
Yeah.
this is how you not get played, and this is how you don't play yourself. Things like that.
I hope the artist saw that. Don't play yourself. That's gonna be the clip. Somebody's gonna see you pointing at this. Dude, in this season, you guys are touring. You guys are together a lot, man. How much time do you guys get a chance to get in a word or a meditate? How's it work for you guys? The process.
When we're actually when we're together, and we actually have time. Well, first of all, because of who we are, like God always, enters the conversation in some way or another. Like, especially with Dill. Like I call him, saying, Pastor Dill all the time, because it's just funny to me. Like there'll be times where me and Michael are probably the most alike,
Mhm.
and we'll start arguing, and then we'll start arguing, and sometimes something wild is said, and then Dylan's like, Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, 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 no, no, no. He's like, I have a responsibility to stop you right now. I can't just let this slide. And then
Yeah.
we end up talking about stuff, you know. But it's definitely a priority, especially during the making of Upper Hand. Every morning we had a Bible study together. So we would get up, eat breakfast, have Bible study, have quiet time where we go off and we seek God by ourselves, then eat lunch, then we get to work. And I honestly believe that that's the only reason that the project came out the way it did and it had the success that it did, is because we all made an absolute priority of seeking God first before anything else came. Before anybody touched a note, anybody touched a pen, it was us and Yahweh. So I definitely think that.
I'm gonna go rapid fire real quick with you, just to try to see what response that I can get out of Jon Keith inside of NGEN Radio, NGENradio.com. Marcus in the morning right here. Hot seat, rapid fire. Biggest collaboration thus far, Jon Keith.
Biggest collaboration thus far that's
With,
out or that's not out?
no, with you. In your career, the collaboration that you was like, whoa.
Oh. So like my biggest collaboration that I was like, I can't believe this is happening,
Yeah.
is KB. KB that was
Crazy.
insane. That KB is one of my heroes. So
Yeah.
that didn't make any sense to me.
Dream collaboration, dead or alive. Dream collaboration. If I can wiggle my fingers and call them through the booth, dead or alive. Dream collaboration.
This is too hard.
Yeah, you got one option. No Mount Rushmore. You got one option.
Sheesh. I'm gonna say. I am literally gonna say right now. I'm gonna say Kendrick Lamar. That's what I'm gonna say.
Okay. I just knew you was gonna say Jay-Z. I knew you were gonna say Jay-Z, but Kendrick and Jon Keith. If this interview goes viral, remember you heard it right here on Marcus in the Morning. All right, here we go. Here we go. Mountains or beach?
You said mountains or beach?
Yeah, mountains or beach?
Mountains.
You're going to the mountains.
Yeah.
Breakfast or dinner?
Dinner. Breakfast. Breakfast.
Last question I got to ask people. Favorite cereal of all time?
Favorite cereal of all time, Apple Jacks.
Apple Jacks. Oh, you got to get off there. I thought you was going to say Cinnamon Toast Crunch or something like that. That was the number one cereal that we talked about. Jon Keith, man, appreciate it. Oh, tell people social media how they can get to you.
Yeah, you can follow me on social media. It is Jon Keith, Jon Keith. Don't put no H in that John. It's not there. And then TikTok is Jon Keith with 2 E's, no I. And then, yeah, that's, YouTube, Jon Keith, Spotify, Jon Keith.
Bro, continue to put out amazing content. We'll continue to support you here at NGEN. I love your music, man. Big fan of a lot of the records, man. So, Jon Keith inside of NGEN Radio, NGENradio.com.